Welcome to Beyond the Horizon channel, where we explore the complexities of our world. Today, we're tackling a topic that has shaped the course of human history: nuclear weapons. From the creation of the atomic bomb to the present day, nuclear weapons have been a double-edged sword, offering both protection and destruction on a massive scale. In the 1940s, a team of brilliant scientists, led by J. Robert Oppenheimer, embarked on a secret mission to create the first nuclear weapon. The result was the atomic bomb, a weapon so powerful it could level cities and end wars. But with great power comes great responsibility, and the creation of nuclear weapons has sparked intense debate and controversy. In this video, we'll delve into the pros and cons of nuclear weapons, exploring their role in international relations, global security, and the environment. From deterrence and protection to proliferation and disarmament, we'll examine the complex arguments surrounding nuclear weapons. Join us as we navigate the fascinating and sobering story of nuclear weapons and their impact on our world. The controversial movie about the creation of the nuclear weapon is Oppenheimer, directed by Christopher Nolan and released in 2023. The movie stars Cillian Murphy as J. Robert Oppenheimer, also known as the father of the atomic bomb. The film follows Oppenheimer's life and work as the physicist in charge of the Manhattan Project, which developed the atomic bombs used by the United States in World War II. Nuclear weapons were invented during World War II, primarily by the United States, with contributions from the United Kingdom and Canada. The development was driven by fear of Nazi Germany's potential to create such weapons first. The invention of nuclear weapons involved several key milestones. 1. Discovery of nuclear fission. 1938, physicists Otto Hahn and Fritz Strassmann discovered that atomic nuclei could be split fission, releasing massive energy. 2. Einstein's letter. 1939, Albert Einstein warned President Franklin D. Roosevelt about Germany's potential to develop nuclear weapons, prompting the U.S. to initiate research. 3. Manhattan Project. 1940 to 1946, a secret research and development project led by the U.S., with teams at Los Alamos, New Mexico, Oak Ridge, Tennessee, and Hanford, Washington. Scientists like J. Robert Oppenheimer, Enrico Fermi, and Ernest Lawrence played crucial roles. 4. Development of the atomic bomb. 1944 to 1945, two types of bombs were developed. Uranium-based Little Boy used in Hiroshima August 6, 1945. Plutonium-based Fat Man used in Nagasaki August 9, 1945. Key scientists and their contributions. 1. Julius Robert Oppenheimer, Director, Los Alamos, oversaw the overall project. 2. Enrico Fermi, Chicago, Los Alamos, developed the first nuclear reactor, Chicago Pile 1, and worked on the bomb's design. 3. Ernest Lawrence, Berkeley, invented the cyclotron, used to develop the electromagnetic separation method for uranium enrichment. 4. Richard Feynman, Los Alamos, contributed to the bomb's design and calculations. 5. Klaus Fuchs, Los Alamos, helped develop the implosion mechanism for the plutonium bomb. The development of nuclear weapons involved a massive effort, with thousands of scientists, engineers, and technicians working together to create these powerful and devastating weapons. The question of whether we need nuclear weapons is a complex and debated topic. Here are some arguments for and against. Arguments for benefits. 1. Deterrence. Nuclear weapons can serve as a deterrent against potential aggressors, as the consequences of nuclear war are catastrophic. 2. National security. Some nations believe nuclear weapons are necessary for their national security and defense. 3. Stability. The possession of nuclear weapons can create a sense of stability and balance among nations, as no country wants to risk nuclear war. Arguments against. 1. Devastating consequences. Nuclear weapons can cause unprecedented destruction, loss of life, and long-term environmental damage. 2. Proliferation risks. The more nations possess nuclear weapons, the higher the risk of nuclear conflict, either intentionally or unintentionally. 3. Ethical concerns. The use of nuclear weapons raises significant ethical concerns, as they can cause indiscriminate harm to civilians and violate humanitarian law. 4. Disarmament. Many nations and international organizations advocate for disarmament, recognizing the catastrophic consequences of nuclear war. 5. Alternative security measures. Some argue that alternative security measures, like diplomacy, international cooperation, and conventional military capabilities, can provide sufficient national security without the risks associated with nuclear weapons. In conclusion, whether we need nuclear weapons is a matter of perspective. While some argue they provide a necessary deterrent and national security, others believe the risks and devastating consequences outweigh any potential benefits. The majority of nations and international organizations have committed to reducing and eliminating nuclear weapons, recognizing the catastrophic consequences of their use. It's worth noting that there are many initiatives and treaties aimed at reducing and eliminating nuclear weapons, such as the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty (NPT), the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty (CTBT), and the Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons (TPNW). These efforts reflect the global desire to move away from nuclear weapons and towards a more peaceful and secure world. The horrific effects of a nuclear weapon on a country or state, if attacked, include 1. Massive destruction. The blast wave and thermal radiation can destroy entire cities, infrastructure, and buildings. 2. High casualties. The initial blast, radiation, and thermal burns can cause widespread death and injury, potentially affecting hundreds of thousands of people. 3. Radioactive contamination. The release of radioactive materials can contaminate the environment, water, and air, leading to long-term health effects and displacement of people. 4. Firestorms and burns. The intense heat can ignite fires, causing widespread burns and injuries. 5. Electromagnetic pulse EMP. The blast can disrupt electrical grids, communication systems, and electronic devices. 6. Nuclear winter. A large-scale nuclear conflict can cause a global cooling effect, leading to crop failures, famine, and ecological disasters. 7. Long-term health effects. Radiation exposure can cause cancer, genetic mutations, and other health problems for survivors and future generations. 8. Psychological trauma. The experience of a nuclear attack can lead to severe psychological trauma, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress disorder (PTSD). 9. Economic devastation. The destruction of infrastructure, industries, and resources can lead to economic collapse and long-term instability. 10. Social and cultural disruption. A nuclear attack can disrupt social structures, cultural heritage, and community cohesion, leading to long-term societal impacts. The use of nuclear weapons has catastrophic and far-reaching consequences, affecting not only the immediate victims but also future generations and the environment. It's crucial to work towards nuclear disarmament and diplomatic solutions to prevent such devastating effects. What if nuclear weapons had never been invented? The world would likely be very different today. Here are a few possible scenarios. 1. Conventional wars. Wars would likely have continued to be fought with conventional weapons, potentially leading to more prolonged and bloody conflicts. 2. Cold War dynamics. The Cold War might have played out differently, with a greater focus on conventional military buildups and proxy wars. 3. International relations. The threat of nuclear war might not have driven the formation of alliances and international organizations like NATO and the United Nations. 4. Scientific progress. Research in nuclear physics and related fields might have focused more on peaceful applications, like nuclear energy and medicine. 5. Global security. The concept of mutually assured destruction would not have existed, and global security might have relied more on diplomacy and international cooperation. 6. Space exploration. The space race might have unfolded differently, with a greater focus on scientific discovery and less on military applications. 7. Environmental concerns. The environmental movement might have gained more traction, as the focus would have been on addressing pollution and conservation without the shadow of nuclear war. 8. Geopolitical landscape. The world map might look different, with potential border changes and territorial disputes resolved through conventional warfare or diplomacy. 9. Economic development. The global economy might have grown at a different pace, with resources allocated to conventional military buildups and infrastructure development. 10. Societal priorities. The threat of nuclear war might not have driven societal priorities like civil defense, emergency preparedness, and disaster response. Keep in mind that this is speculative, and the actual outcome would have depended on a complex array of factors. However, it's clear that the absence of nuclear weapons would have significantly altered the trajectory of world events and global priorities. In the words of J. Robert Oppenheimer, "I am become death, destroyer of worlds." The creation of the atomic bomb marked a turning point in human history, ushering in the nuclear age. Today, we grapple with the pros and cons of nuclear weapons, weighing the threat of global catastrophe against the promise of deterrence and security. As we reflect on the legacy of Oppenheimer and the Manhattan Project, we're reminded that the power to destroy is also the power to create. The choice is ours. Will we continue down the path of nuclear proliferation, or will we work towards a world free from the shadow of atomic destruction? The story of Oppenheimer and the atomic bomb serves as a warning and a call to action. Let us learn from the past and strive for a future where such devastating power is never unleashed again. The world is a dangerous place, not because of those who do evil, but because of those who look on and do nothing. Nuclear weapons are the most destructive power ever created. We must work together to ensure they are never used again. The only way to win a nuclear war is to prevent it from happening. Thank you for watching. And if you like this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more content.